the 7-year-old son of the emperor, which is Alemayehu, right? He was taken by this British force. Imagine, you took a 7-year-old child, Prince Alemayehu, from his hometown, which is Ethiopia. After 155 years, the people are pleading for you to bring back the remains of that particular prince so they can at least pay him their respect and at least return him to his hometown and all that. But they say no. Majority of the stuffs, of the things that are in the museums of the Westerners now, bro, are mainly from Africa, bro.
Europeans in the art world believe that they did Africa a favor by stealing our shit.
They became works of art in museums because Europeans said it's art. You know, it's not from Africa. It was not art. It was meant to disappear.
It was meant to disappear? It was meant to disappear?
The other one that really made me laugh so hard is, would you believe if I tell you that apart from this prince that was taken from Ethiopia 155 years ago, the Westerners stole a pillar, a very huge pillar. When I mean a pillar, like very big pillar, 58 tons, like Aksum. Those, I'll put the pictures here for you guys to see. Bro, these guys can do crazy shit, man. Seriously, I don't even understand.
Aujourd'hui aussi, c'est un autre jour. Là. Le monde part en couille.
What can't they steal? Just tell me what they can't steal. Like when they talk about Ethiopia was never colonized, people think this stuff was just for fun or play. Okay, they were never colonized, blah, blah, blah. Bro, the Ethiopians were very brave. They fought them off. Do you know what it means to fight off a higher power? Back in the day, like everybody were scared of them and all that, but these people stood their ground and said, Baka, what is that? Come on for here. Get out of this place. You understand? Like, bro, there are some certain stuff that I don't even know how to explain it. Because, bro, it's very annoying. Hello friends and family, it's your boy Destiny. We're back again with a brand new edition. I want to say a very big thank you to all my subscribers. If today is the first time joining us on this platform, please don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Don't forget to like and leave a comment down below. Today we're going to be talking about the Prince of Ethiopia that was taken a long time ago from Ethiopia to the Great Britain. And I'm talking about no other than Prince Alemayehu, right? And his father was the Emperor of Ethiopia as at that time. Emperor Tewodros, right? So without wasting too much of our time, guys, let's get ready, guys. Let's go. So guys, for those of you that don't know, so the whole issue started a long time ago, right? When I don't really know what really conspired between the two of them, but the Emperor of Ethiopia at that time, Emperor Tewodros, sent a letter to the British Queen as at that time, Queen Victoria, right? But the letters were ignored. No response and all that. Don't really know what transpired, but as a result of that, just like a form of retaliation and all that, the Emperor of Ethiopia at that time held some Italians captive in Ethiopia. Because it's normal if how should I put it right now? He is a boss of himself, which is the Ethiopian Emperor, right? He's passing you a message and you are not replying. It implies that the respect is not there. So in return, as an emperor and all that, so he has his own authority. Also, he was like, okay, since it's like this, he held some of them captive, some of the Italians, the Europeans, I can't really remember now. He held them captive back home in Ethiopia, right? So what happened? The British people came in their numbers to fight the emperor. You know the way all these things, like we don't have to go back to memory lane and all that. So as it stands, the Emperor of Ethiopia released those prisoners unharmed. You understand? He released them unharmed without touching anything. He released them unharmed. Then, what happened? He had to end it all. You get me? He had to take his own life because he don't want to surrender to those people. Because they would want to shame him and kind of like disgrace him in front of his people and all that. And he's an emperor, so he didn't want all those things to happen to him, so he just ended it all, thinking maybe, okay, since he has released the prisoners and he has done that, since maybe they think he is the problem, he has ended everything so they can let his people go and everything. But what? Guess what happened? These people did what they know how to do best. And what is that? To loot. They like stealing. Bro, it's literally their hobby. What did they do? The 7-year-old son of the emperor, which is Alemayehu, right? He was taken by this British force. Imagine, he was kidnapped from his home. They took him and so many other treasures in the palace, so to say. You know, these people, they like to go with trophies and all that. They were happy. You've just kidnapped a 7-year-old child. They were busy taking pictures, published it on newspapers and all that. What I'm talking about now, like decades, like long time ago, like a long time ago. So after all that has passed and all that, they stole a lot of stuff from Ethiopia and all that. They took even the son, took the son back to the palace and all that. So what happened? Ever since then till now, the Ethiopian people, like, they've been pleading, because till now, like, the prince is already dead. The prince stayed there all through his life. Definitely he was not happy there. He didn't like, definitely he was a prince. Imagine a prince that has been held captive and you understand. So he was definitely not happy there. So all through his life, he just went through so many sorrows and all that, because he knew what happened. And at that very young age, he knew what transpired, he knew everything. So he was taken. So after the prince had died and all that, after many years has just gone by and all that, it's okay, we are coming back like presently now. The Ethiopian people, the Ethiopian government have been saying, okay, with the way it is now, that prince has been there for a very long time. That issue has been squashed and all that. So okay, the remains of that particular prince, because he's royalty, you get me? We need the remains of that prince, so at least we can pay him respect, so he can be in his hometown, in his motherland and all that. We want to pay him his rights back home. We just need his remains, right? Bring the remains back to us. We want to bury the remains in our home country, Ethiopia. Guess what happens? He said no.
Decades after the prince died of pneumonia as a teenager, Ethiopia did ask for Alamayu's remains to be repatriated. He'd been buried at St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. That request was made in 2007 to Buckingham Palace, but the palace refused.
It's basically their property now. Just imagine. It's basically their property now. We can't give you. As presently now, as we talk right now, the tomb, like the where the prince was buried, is just there. Like, it's a place that people go to see, oh, that was the prince of Ethiopia that was captured so years, blah blah blah. These were some of the stuff that were taken from Ethiopia. They don't use the word stolen, they don't use the word loot, they use the word taken. We took this stuff, blah blah blah, as a form of retaliation for what the emperor did, this, that. Oh bro, like, when I saw this, I was just scrolling. Then I saw the news. I was like, this stuff happened in Ethiopia too, because people don't really understand. This stuff happened everywhere in Africa. It happened in Nigeria, in Edo State, Benin City, where I'm from. They came to Nigeria, right? The Oba of Benin, just the same scenario, the same. He had issues with one of their royalties. So what happened? They invaded Edo State, Benin City. They came in their numbers. They stole everything, artifacts, sculptures, you name it, whatever. Like, bro, they took bronze sculpture, everything. So up till now, when you go to the British Museum, right, you will see a section. When I mean a section, like, a section is reserved for all the looted items that were taken from the Benin Kingdom. Like, bro, if you go there, it is boldly written there. the items that were taken from the great Benin Kingdom of Nigeria. It is like it's like a form of pride and all that. You get me? That brings us to one particular question: what is a museum? Like, what are the things that are supposed to be in a museum, right? It's supposed to be a place where a country store their national, let me say, treasure now, like memorabilia and all that, like stuff that that were used a long time ago. You understand? Artifacts and all that, right? To represent that particular country, or maybe, okay, this was what happened in so like maybe some other countries. You get me, right? Some other countries as well. But I don't know, the whole narrative has just changed totally, man. Seriously, museums now are filled with looted items, man. Seriously, and nobody is saying anything about it, man. Seriously, countries now pride themselves with stolen items from other countries. You understand? Like, most times in museums, don't get me wrong, in the museums you can see different artifacts from different countries. You get me? Let's use the Viking artifact, for example. Most people, when they excavate stuff, they see artifacts and they call the archaeologists and all that. When they dig it up, it is returned to the museum, right? But that doesn't mean that certain artifacts belong to that particular country. Maybe it was it came there due to the course of migration and all that, but it was not looted. You get me? It was not stolen. And even at that, when they recover such artifacts, you get me, other countries that know that this particular artifact is for them, is originally for them, is indigenous to their people, can write to them or send a petition and say, oh, we want this particular item returned to our country because it belongs to our people, bro, and it will be returned. But when it comes to Africa, majority of the stuffs, of the things that are in the museums of the Westerners now, bro, are mainly from Africa, bro. Mainly from Africa.
Europeans in the art world believe that they did Africa a favor by stealing our shit.
They became works of art in museums because Europeans said it's art. You know, it's not from Africa. It was not art. It was meant to disappear.
It was meant to disappear? It was meant to disappear?
Imagine you took a 7-year-old child, Prince Ali Mayehu, from his hometown, which is Ethiopia, right? And this is what I'm talking about, is 1868, in the year 1868. That's like 2 centuries ago now, or if I'm not mistaken, like 155 years ago or thereabout, right? Then after 155 years, the people are pleading for you to bring back the remains of that particular prince so they can at least pay him their respect and at least return him to his hometown and all that, because he was royalty, he was a prince. But they said no. And funny enough, when I was reading through the article, I saw where they said they have finally decided to return the lock, like the hair parts, like the strand, like part of his hair that was cut off, so to say, that was cut off back then. They have finally decided to return the lock back to Ethiopia, bro. And I was like bro, it's so confusing. You know why? See, in the world we live in now, right, when people steal something, when you steal something, bro, you are criticized for it. But it's a normal thing for Westerners to just steal and just claim the thing and just say, okay, yeah, it's for us. They don't use the word steal. They believe that they are right with what they've done.
Treasures taken from Ethiopia about 155 years ago being returned at this handover ceremony in London.
I'm going to be very happy to go back home and visit wherever these items are going to be displayed.
Leonie Turner was among the guests. She traveled from New Zealand with something she felt should be given back.
I just looked inside this one, expecting it to be empty. But inside, I found these 2 folded pieces of paper. I just prized them open a little bit, and I saw the 2 locks of hair.
Keepsakes at the time. One lock belonged to her great-great-uncle, Captain Tristram Speedy. the other to the young crown prince of Abyssinia, now Ethiopia.
And now it seems the time has come to return them.
Thousands of cultural and sacred artifacts were taken to England. The 7-year-old prince was too. Queen Victoria was fascinated by the boy. Some historians say he was quite sad in a foreign land and died of pneumonia just before his 19th birthday. Queen Victoria wrote of him then in her diary. He was so sensitive, thinking that people stared at him because of his color, that I fear he would never have been happy. Alamayu was laid to rest at St. George's Chapel on the grounds of Windsor Castle, with a plaque that reads, "I was a stranger and ye took me in." Another letter was sent from Ethiopia to England in 2007. It was from the Ethiopian president at the time to the late Queen Elizabeth II. The request, repatriate Prince Alamayu's remains. Buckingham Palace said no.
The other one that really made me laugh so hard is, bro, would you believe if I tell you that apart from this prince that was taken from Ethiopia 155 years ago, could you believe me if I tell you that the Westerners stole, was it not the Italians now? Bro, you know a pillar, right? They stole a pillar, a very huge pillar. When I mean a pillar, like very big pillar, 58 tons. Like Aksum, those, I'll put the pictures here for you guys to see. Bro, these guys can do crazy shit, man. Seriously. I don't even understand.
Aujourd'hui aussi, c'est un autre jour. Là. Le monde part en couille. Non.
Okay, wait. I invited you to my home, right? Okay, yes, you came to my home. Definitely, you can eat my food. You can take my water, no problem. Or you can see maybe little toys and all that. You can take it, no problem. I will still say, okay, it's a normal thing, bro. Because I let you into my house, you took my couch, you took my TV, you even went further to take my roof, bro, the zinc in my head. And later, you started removing the blocks I used to build my house. Bro, where do you want me to stay? The Ethiopian people were saying, there? National, like, bro, and it's very long and heavy, very long. I'm talking about, like, bro, they still stole that stuff. That brings me to one question, right? What can they steal? Just tell me what they can't steal. Like, when they talk about Ethiopia was never colonized, people think this stuff was just for fun or play. Okay, they were never colonized, blah, blah, blah. Bro, the Ethiopians were very brave. They fought them off. Do you know what it means to fight off a higher power? It was not an easy task. It was not an easy task. Imagine the kind of people that can steal stones, rocks, that can even steal your own house. Bro, seriously, like, at times we really need to give the Ethiopian people their respect. Seriously, we really need to accord their royalty to them. Seriously, because bro, it was not easy. Back in the day, like, everybody were scared of them and all that, but these people stood their ground and said, "Baka, what is that? Come on for here. Get out of this place." You understand? Like, bro, there are some certain stuff that I don't even know how to explain it. Because, bro, it's very annoying. It's very annoying. The most annoying one, let me tell you another thing that will really make you angry and really burst your bubble. Back home in Nigeria, right? When the Nigerian government were like telling the British people, please, some of the items or the items that were looted from the Benin Kingdom in Nigeria, why don't you want to return it? Guess what they said? They said, oh, we don't want to return these items because you people can't maintain it. Like, we can't maintain our own stuff. The stuff you stole from me, we can't maintain it. That's why you guys are keeping it. That they are basically preserving it for us.
Western museums have often resisted repatriating art, arguing that they can take better care of it.
Returning the objects is possibly a good point. Entering into dialogue is the best thing that we can do. But who are we going to return the objects to?
Stuff is really, like, it's sickening, bro. Seriously. It's really crazy, guys. Seriously, bro. Each time when I think about this stuff, it just makes me go angry. Imagine, the Nigerian government are telling you okay, return some of, or if not all, some of the items that you guys looted a long time ago. And their response was, oh, sorry, we can't return it to you because you guys can't maintain it. We are basically helping you guys to preserve your culture. So it's better it remain here so we can help you protect it and preserve it. Does it really make sense? Okay, let's try and flip the book. Imagine if Nigerians were the ones that came to the Great Britain as at that time to take some of those stuff. And now they are telling us to return their items or their artifacts and all that. And we are telling them, no, we don't want to. Bro, it will result to a very big problem. I'm telling you, big problem. Now the Ethiopians are saying, return the remains of this Prince Alemayehu of Ethiopia, right? Return his remains. They said no. What did they return? Just his lock. I mean his hair, his dreadlock and all that. That's what they returned to them. They said they can't return the remains. No, it has to remain in the palace, blah, blah, blah. My question is, what are they doing with it? Like, bro, it does not make sense to me, man. Seriously. I don't know. Because are they keeping it like a sense of pride? Like, okay, we conquered them. This is like, because one thing I've understand, like these people, they like to keep trophies. Like, okay, this was what we got when we went there and all that. Because how can you explain stealing a stone from the country? Bro, 58 tons. Bro, these people stole 58 tons of granite. Nah. No, seriously, it's really funny, man. Seriously, it's really funny. I'm really happy that parts of Africa are beginning to wake up, if that's what is going on. Because me, I don't follow things blindly. You get me? We see the coup that is happening everywhere in Niger, Burkina Faso, everywhere. In Niger, Burkina Faso, and the other one. We see everything going on. But bro, are we really heading towards change? Because bro, who are the real problems of Africa? Who are the real problems in Africa? The leaders. They are the real problem. Seriously, they are the real problem. When we talk about slave trade and all that, who sold some of the people? Who sold them? Our leaders. I'm not talking about Ethiopia now because bro, Ethiopians, they just stayed there, wuchi. Just like they told them, wuchi. They drove the Italians away. The Ethiopians, they were that powerful as at that time. And even now, they don't take nonsense from anybody. That's just facts. And people don't really know about this. That's just the fact. When you see Ethiopians come out in their crowd and tell you, bro, they don't want your nonsense. Take it back home. They don't want it. Keep it to yourself. Put it in your pocket. Okay. When it comes to Nigeria, the many people that were sold back then, who did it? Those are our leaders. Our leaders. Then they give them mirror and they saw themselves in the mirror. Wow. It's good. Then how many people do you want? No, we need like 10 per mirror. We need like 10 people for one mirror. One little mirror. They took them. Oh yeah, go. Now tell me, who is the problem? Who is the problem? Imagine in Niger now, they've increased the sale of uranium, right? To 200 or something euro, whatever. I don't really know the exact number now. But before, it was sold for a tiny piece, a tiny amount. See, the corruption in Africa is just too much. And it pains me because when these our leaders fall sick, they don't want to build good hospitals in Africa. No good educational system. No good healthcare. They don't want to do those stuff, right? But when they steal money, they take the money abroad to invest outside the country. When they are sick, they fly to abroad to take care of themselves and they come back. When their children want to go to school, they take them abroad to go to school. So they think nothing is affecting them, right? Do you know how many African leaders, I'm talking about politicians now, that died during the pandemic? Do you know how many? People don't really know these things because they didn't put it out there. Do you know how many? Why? Because they could not fly at that time because the lockdown was everywhere. They could not fly at that time. You didn't build your country well. No good healthcare, no good school, no good road. So you can't fly abroad to take care of yourself. They started dying like chickens. Bro, see, the thing is, people don't really understand. You think you're running from the whole problem. Bro, it's still facing you. It's still facing you. You don't want to build your home. You're taking the money far. You're looting, busy looting. Now they are under. Who will enjoy the money? Seriously, it's a very crazy world we live in. Seriously, man. After how many years? They had to return the pillar, the stone they stole. After many talk and all that. Because I saw in the picture where the stone was just placed. I think it was in Italy, right? Yes, it was in Italy. They just put the monument there as if it was for them. The Ethiopians kept on writing to them, Afa, bring back our stuff to us, we need it. Tolobe, fast, we need it. We need our stuff back. They had to return the stone they stole. How many tons? Like,
aujourd'hui aussi, c'est un autre jour. Daïla. Le monde part en couille.
Voy a la playa, había subido la marea.
They stole pillar. Oh my goodness. When I always say the Ethiopians, they fought the Italians, they didn't give the Italians chance and all that, they were never colonized and all that. How wish Ethiopians gave them the chance? Bro, these people, they were ready to just take the whole of Ethiopia and put it on their head and take it to their own country. Because that was what they wanted to do. But the Ethiopians didn't give them any chance. Bro, even up to now, I can begin to mention many scenarios that have happened in the past years that has really proved that the Ethiopians, man, seriously, they are not people to be messed with. Let me use one for example. When the Her Royal Majesty died, the Queen of the UK, all the African leaders, they were excused. You know sardine, you know sardine, that one in can. They were excused inside one bus. They were packaged. Like every other dignitaries came with their own convoy. They came with their own special vehicles and all that. But all the African leaders, they excused them inside one bus, long bus. They told them to go. That's what they used to go. But you see the Ethiopians, they said, don't worry, we are coming. They said, we are coming, don't worry. They have their own escort and all that. We will come, don't worry, go. They did not go with them in that box. They did not go with them in that bus. They didn't. Ethiopians came on their own. That's respect. When it comes to the way they do their things, we have a lot to learn from them. Bro, seriously, we have a lot to learn from them. Seriously. But as good as it sounds, or as bad as it sounds, so to say, they've returned the hair.
Leonie Turner was among the guests. She traveled from New Zealand with something she felt should be given back.
I just looked inside this one, expecting it to be empty. But inside, I found these two folded pieces of paper. I just prized them open a little bit, and I saw the two locks of hair.
Keepsakes at the time. One lock belonged to her great-great-uncle, Captain Tristram Speedy. The other to the young Crown Prince of Abyssinia, now Ethiopia.
And now it seems the time has come to return them.
And hopefully they will return his remains to the Ethiopian people. And that's what they really want, so they can pay him his respect as a prince, as a royalty that he is, and all that. So many other items that were looted by these people. So I don't know, whenever it comes to their mind, they can return it. Whenever it comes to their mind, they can return it. It is what it is. But I just pray Africa wakes up. Seriously. We really need to do better, man. Seriously. First of all, the most important thing I always talk about is love. When you love your neighbor, you wouldn't want to hurt your neighbor. You wouldn't want to lie to your neighbor. You wouldn't want to kill your neighbor and all that. So the most important thing about this whole issue, about this whole talk, is love. Love and understanding, irrespective of where you're from, your tribe, your religion, your ethnicity. Love should lead. Love is the most important thing. Like, bro, it's even in the Bible, and I'm sure it's in other scriptures as well. When it was said in the Bible that love your neighbor as yourself, people don't really understand what that scripture was saying. Love your neighbor as yourself. The way you love yourself, the things you know you can't do to yourself, don't do it to your neighbor. You get me? But as good as it sounds, or as bad as it sounds too, there are people that literally hurt themselves. So the whole thing boils down to love. So love yourself and love your neighbor. So that's just the whole thing, man. Seriously. But I really want to say, big shout out to all Ethiopians out there. Big shout out to all Africans out there. Whether you're East Africa, North Africa, South Africa, West Africa, we are all one. It is what it is. We are all one. We all pray for a united Africa, Africa where there's peace, love, and understanding, and all that. So it is what it is. But that's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below for more videos like this. Until next time, I remember your boy Destiny, and we out.